Lone Star Gardener. I have the proper setup today with the microphone and the selfie stick, and it's the middle of October and it's humid and warm. We have a storm system that just missed us to the north. We're supposed to get a bunch of rain today, but it completely missed us. So if that was going to happen, I was going to go ahead and fertilize the cucumbers, and then what else was I going to do? Oh, and the carrots. Give them a little bit of fertilizer because they're doing really well. And let's go ahead and just do another update video. Nothing's really different. I did plant some Brussels sprouts, so we'll take a look at those. If you remember from last year, I replanted crimson clover in the watermelon bed just a couple months earlier. Last year we did it in December. Still worked out really well. So we did it at the beginning of this month, beginning of October. So maybe we'll see some blooms by the time we have to turn the soil in. Yeah, so let's just do a little update video, go through all the plants, see what's going on. Big update has been the cucumbers. These are the pickling cucumbers. I've harvested about 5 of them, and I have some pickling in the refrigerator. They've been really good. Let's check out the ones that are about to be ready. Not bad, growing really well. There are a few that are kind of drying out and dying out, but that's to be expected. And then this one is just slicing cucumbers. These have been really slow. We have 2 growing right now, one on this side and then one on that side. And these have been pretty slow. The pickling cucumbers have been growing really fast, and they're growing a little taller. But yeah, so we're going to, since it's not going to rain, we're going to fertilize this one and that one today. And this is just a rogue radish. I'm just leaving in there. But the carrots have been doing really well. We're going to fertilize them too. Yeah, they've been growing really well. Steady pace. I actually thinned them this time. The last time I didn't thin them, and so they didn't grow too well. So I thinned them as much as I could, and we should be getting some really good carrots by Thanksgiving. All right, here are the crimson clovers. Really growing really quick. There's some patches, but they'll get covered up by whenever the clover starts spreading. And I might hit them with a couple more seeds just in case. We'll see, maybe especially over there. But if you remember from last year, I planted these in December only because that's when I got the seeds. If I planted a little better, I would have gotten them in earlier, like I did this year. So I planted them at the beginning of the month, beginning of October. So by the time I have to turn the soil over, probably in April, these should be really tall, really pretty crimson blooms. The bees will be happy, the soil will be happy, and we'll just turn that in and then start planting watermelons again. But that's not until April. Yeah, so these 2 are kind of, this one needs to be pulled. Even with water, it still wilts, so that means that it's kind of at its end. A couple more peppers here, but not too many. The bean's still doing this thing. I actually might give the bean the bean plants fertilizer here in a little bit. But the 4 pepper plants have been doing really well. The Thai chili is kind of blah because of the wind, but not as many habaneros as last year, but pretty good amount from all 4 of them. We are going to pickle them because I have some leftover pickle brine from when I made the pickles. So we're going to harvest these later on this afternoon. Cantaloupes, I don't know. I'm just leaving them there. They might start growing, they might not, but we'll see. I have hope. And then the succulents and cacti have been doing really well. I did lose 2. This one and that one, only because I was really bad at clearing out the leaves, and so the leaves were kind of smothered, these 2, because they were kind of small anyway. But the rest of them are doing really well. Can't complain, not too bad. All right, sorry for the drop in quality, but my microphone ended up losing power, so we're just gonna go with the phone microphone. So these, I cleared out the weeds, and I think I'm just gonna put crimson clover in here just to rejuvenate that soil and get it ready for herbs, flowers, all of them, or flowers for all of them. We'll see what happens next season, but I will be putting crimson clover in here in a little bit. So here are the Brussels sprouts, and they're just now starting to get their true leaves. This one is, and I'm going to wait a little bit so I can thin this one out. But the plan is we're going to plant them in these 3 for sure. I have 3 more bags. This one got blown up with the wind, so I think I was going to put them where in the 4th line where the sweet potatoes are, but I think we're just gonna move them up here just so they could be all on one line. And then whenever these start dying off, that one's probably gonna be the first one. I'm going to replace these with more Brussels sprouts, and maybe back there with the cantaloupes, maybe. And then for sure, whenever the cucumbers don't produce anymore and die, I'm gonna replace them with more Brussels sprouts. And maybe in that first corn box, I'm just gonna alternate Brussels, maybe 4 or 5 Brussels plants in that closest box, but the other 2, the middle and the back one, I will do crimson clover, just like here and just like last year. So hopefully, last year the crimson clover didn't turn out too well like this one. This one was real fluffy. Check out those Instagram pics. But yeah, so we're gonna try that out. I need to get more things to plant in, or I could just direct sow. So we might do that, try that with that one, with that box. But for these, for sure, I do need to do transplants because these aren't ready to be uprooted yet, and especially not the cucumbers. All right, and then the last thing really is just the sweet potatoes. They're still going pretty strong, yellowing at the beginnings of the vines, but I want to see some more yellowing at the ends. So last year I harvested them around this time, and we got really big sweet potatoes. Check out those Instagram pics from last season. But there was a bunch of smaller ones that could have gotten bigger. So I think I'm going to wait. I want to pick them now, but I'm going to wait. The yellowing is good, but I want to wait and see more yellowing at the very ends of the vines. And there is some really good soil swelling. With this one, you can't really see on the video, but there's really good soil swelling with that one. And then we're now starting to see some in the corner where that trash is that I need to pick. Not too much with this one, but I'm still pretty sure that there's a bunch of really big sweet potatoes in there. And again, with the corn, they didn't turn out well like I thought. These are the early Sunglow corn. I tried to plant them in the fall, or I tried to plant them in the summer. It was too hot for them like I thought it was gonna be, but I did let them go to tassel, and there's some silk, but there's no ears or anything like that. So these 2 are gonna be crimson clover, and these 2 are this one is gonna be Brussels sprouts. I need to pull these out, and I'm gonna try direct sowing the Brussels, see what happens. Hopefully we get a bunch of Brussels up top over there, and also down here. It's gonna be great. Little Brussels farm, Brussels garden for the winter. That's pretty much what's happening. A little middle of October update video. Anything else that happens, y'all will be the first to know. Check the Instagram. I post almost daily pics of kind of like micro updates. But pretty much we have pickles growing, pickling and slicing cucumbers. I have pickles being made right now. We're going to harvest the peppers that y'all saw later on today. Try some pickled peppers. That'll be pretty fun. And it is sort of sprinkling, raining, so I'm going to hold off on the fertilizing the cucumbers and the carrots and the bean like I said I was going to. But we'll see if it doesn't rain at all. If that line just completely moves, and I think that's the only line of rain we're getting today, then I'll come back out this afternoon. It's not going to be hot, so fertilizing in the afternoon isn't going to be too big of a deal. So yeah, that's pretty much it. The clover is going to keep on getting fluffy. The next video will be about a week, maybe 2 weeks at the end of October, because again, nothing's really happening. But after the peppers start dying, the cucumbers start dying, and we start getting those Brussels, then that's when the end of autumn garden season will start happening here at the Lone Star Gardener Garden. So stay tuned, like this video, subscribe, give me advice on the Brussels if you can. I've grown Brussels before, but not from transplants that I've grown at the house. I've grown them from transplants at like garden centers. So if you have any advice, let me know. Pickling advice, let me know. Recipes, let me know. But other than that, stay safe, and we'll see you next time.